Hello, I'm the Cake Man, and this is your 5 PM dipshit news. In breaking news, it looks like St Ives Town, the Cambridgeshire football team, have appointed a new manager today. We're going over to our reporter on site, Mark Hall, for an exclusive interview with the new man just after these messages.
Yo, 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 it's about to go down. Are you ready, baby? Are you ready? The Save is 100. FM 19, baby. St Ives Town, baby. Welcome to Tim Westwood Road.
Daniel Fry, welcome to Westwood Road, the new manager of St Ives Town. How does it feel?
It feels fantastic, Mark. I have dreamed about this moment all my life, and I'm finally getting to live the dream.
Fantastic. It's great to have you here. We know you come with a wealth of experience, Daniel. What can you promise the fans? What kind of footballing philosophy can we expect from you?
Well, I want to start off by producing winning football. So I'm going to work on the players, work on their fitness, make them a real hard team to beat, and then once we start getting a win here, win there, then we'll start looking at producing some attacking football, some free-flowing footballs that's attractive for the fans to watch.
Excellent. And what was it attracted you to St Ives Town?
Like I said, I've dreamed of this moment all my life. I've lived in St Ives. It's a fantastic football club. They've got fantastic facilities. I mean, just look at this ground. It's beautiful.
So, what was the vision set out by the chairman when you met with him?
Well, me and the chairman sat down. I sat down with Ricky as well. He was the previous manager. He stepped down to be my assistant because obviously he knows the club so well. And we sat down. We looked into all aspects of the club, where it's going, what needs improving, what they're doing well. And I have to say, with the youth system that we've got in place, I'm very confident that with a few shrewd signings here and there, I've got the ability to take St Ives Town to the Premier League.
Excellent. Wow, that's a bold statement. Coming into a new club, all new managers ask the question, has the chairman made any funds available to you?
Unfortunately not. At the moment we're just after people from outside to help generate income into the club, because we haven't got a big ground at the moment. It's a beautiful ground, but it's not big, so we're not going to generate too much income from ticket sales. So I might have to sign a marquee player, I think, some big player who's about 53 years old, and he can help boost the sales, the shirt sales.
Okay. Okay, with limited resources, are you expecting to delve into the academy and have your eye on any players?
Definitely. I've always looked at promoting the youth players, and we've got a fantastic setup here at the club. There's probably 2 or 3 players that I think can jump straight into the first team, and outside of that there's more players that are available that probably aren't ready just yet, but give them a few months, they might be challenging for the first team. And then we've just had an influx of players at the end of December. They've come in for the under-18, so it'll be interesting to see how they get on, and potentially, whether it's this season or next, hopefully they'll be challenging for a spot in the first team.
Excellent. And for St Ives Town fans that are not familiar with the name Daniel Fry, can you tell us a bit about your history and your experience?
No, I'd love to, Mark. It's a fantastic question, and yeah, I like to consider myself pretty experienced. I've managed Slough, I've managed Arsenal, I've managed Crystal Palace, I've managed Nottingham Forest, Man United. You name it, I've probably managed them.
Wow, that's a whole host of experience. So therefore, what is the dream? Where do you think you can take St Ives Town?
Well, like I said, there's only one place that St Ives Town deserve to be and where they will be, and that is the Premier League and the Champions League.
Premier League. Wow, Daniel Fry, we wish you all the best in your new venture.
Thank you very much.
Hi guys, welcome to the first episode of Up the Ives. It's a St Ives save on FM19, and I just want to show you this screen right now, just so you know I'm doing this legit. I asked on Twitter a little while ago, if you haven't followed me already, make sure you do, Fryman7. I asked whether I should have full coaching badges or should I go completely as I am right now, no coaching badges, past playing experience as a Sunday League footballer. So that's what I've gone for, and as you can see, I've got pretty crap stats. 2 for attacking, 2 defending, 2 fitness, 1's for everything else, and then the only one 2 that I've beefed up for my mental attributes are my determination and motivation. 3 and a 2. So you can't say that I'm going in as an international manager and I'm working my way from the bottom to the top. I am starting just as St Ives are in this save. I am starting from the bottom and I'm going to work my way up. And it'll be interesting to see how our stats develop. So you've seen them now. I wonder what they look like in 5-10 years time. Do they change? So without further ado, let's get into the game. So as you can see, St Ives hire Fry as manager. The St Ives board have announced the appointment of Daniel Fry as the new club's manager. Fry is said to be relishing the opportunity to develop his football management skills at Westwood Road, and the Saints supporters are sure to be hoping he can make a difference to their team. Now remember, I've said I want to get to the Premier League and Champions League. I'm doing it with St Ives. I'm not leaving them unless they sack me. So don't sack me. Anyway, with this being my first job in management, all eyes will be on myself to see if I can make a mark, not only on the club, but on the game in general. So we've got a welcome to the club from our chairman, Gary Clark. The board would like to assure you that they can rely, or that I can rely, on their full backing, and they're looking forward to working with me. In terms of my contract, you've been given a deal until the end of the season worth £650 a week. Now, to be fair, that's a pretty decent wage for a non-league club. Assistant manager, so Ricky Maheineke was the previous manager. He's decided to step down. He will be my assistant manager. He knows the club, he knows the player, he knows the area, he knows me. So, he's going to help me out. He's going to do me a favour. Hopefully he can help lead us to glory. He will be responsible for offloading players that I've placed on the unwanted list. And under-18s manager player Lloyd Groves will look to loan out these placed on the development list. Now, one thing I did want to say about Lloyd's, I don't know if your stats have changed because I have updated the save because I missed someone off. So I don't know if they changed or not because Lloyd asked me to send his stats to him because he wanted to see what he was like. Let's see what he's like as a staff member as well. 19 adaptability, very good stat. Not really looking at that side. Sorry Lloyd, not looking at these either. But you've got good determination, that's what I like about you. 27 years old. Now, one thing it wouldn't let me do on this was put Lloyd on loan because currently in real life, Lloyd is the under-18s manager, but he also plays for Soham, I believe. I tried setting it up, but for some reason it just puts him at St Ives. It won't let him go to 2 clubs. I've not been able to find a workaround. But yeah, he's our under-18s manager. Staff members from the previous regime have been retained. I'm not going to do any changes to the staff. Probably none to the players either. Let's see how they get on. The board have delegated the various responsibilities around the club to what we believe your preferred setup. However, I'm welcome to change. So let's go to the meeting. Welcome to the Saints. The Saints obviously being St Ives' nickname. I'd like to take a few minutes of your time to welcome you to the club before handing you over to Ricky. That's great. Thank you very much. St Ives Town are a club with a lot of history. The fans really appreciate when a newly appointed manager is taking time to increase their knowledge. Yeah, I want to know about the club, but like I said, I already lived in St Ives, so I've got a pretty decent understanding as far as I'm aware. As was mentioned in your welcome meeting, the club has no philosophies. I'm happy with that. Actually, I want to put down some philosophies. I want youth players. That is the main one. Promoting youth. It's a tradition to hold a press conference. Yeah, I'm happy to do that. Thanks for answering my questions. Okay, I can't wait to get started. So there's our man Ricky Maheineke, assistant manager. Hi Daniel, I'm Ricky, your assistant manager. I've got some questions. Yeah, I want to see the entire squad. Okay, I've set up the friendly, so we're going to play our young team. Yeah, I want to see that. Would you like to arrange a meeting? Yeah, let's have a backroom staff meeting. You guys have seen all of these questions anyway. The amount of times that we've started new games. Would you like me to provide a report? Yeah, let's see the report. And anything else with the club? Opposition's instructions. That's one thing that I don't really look at. Yeah, so I'll set that one up. And right, yeah, that's fine. That is all I need to know. He says, thank you very much. See you later, Gaffer. Boom, boom, boom. Board requests. No, I don't need to make a board request. They've not got any money anyway. They're not going to build me a new stadium. All these you guys have seen before. Now I'm going to start off with our finances. As you can see, our overall budget, £2,466. That is my monthly wage. That is our overall balance. So let's see what happens. Surprisingly, our scouting budget is £10,200. I would have put that at 0 and said, you know what, don't spend any money on scouting. We're just going to develop our youth team. Wage budget £1,400 per week. And then we've got a transfer budget of £1,000. Like I said, we're not going to make any signings to start off with. Maybe in January we'll look at some free transfers. But for now, I like to see what these players are really capable of. Because sometimes people will have bad stats, but they will do very, very well on the game. So that's our current finances. So here's a little information about the club. Obviously, these are our home and away kits. Capacity of the stadium, 2,000. Westwood Road, obviously you saw that at the start of the video. Our captain is currently Rob Parker. And as I said, Southern Premier League Central. And we were founded in 1887. That's 1 year after Arsenal were founded. Now, I was going to set up some friendlies, but it seems that we have some set up already, although I might set up another one. Second yellow cards, Stockport County, that one there's for you. Like I said, I didn't set it up, it was already done for me. But I might set up a couple of friendlies against some bigger teams, so let's quickly do that now. So I'll propose 2 friendlies, one against Aberdeen, one against OGC Nice Reserves. It wouldn't let us select any Premier League teams or anything like that. These were the only well, I could have manually done it, but the options that it gave us, they were the best of the bunch. So let's have a look at our coaching staff. Now, we're allowed to get 1 more in. We can get 4 more coaches in as well, or scouts, sorry. We could get 4 more scouts in, and we could get 1 more physio in. Now, we've got 1 already. Let's have a quick look. Like I said, I've set everyone up. So we've got Bob Sauer, Gary Clark, Nigel Howlett, Paul Reeds and Mark Taylor, Chris George, Pat McGowan, Phil Moore, Gareth Chapman, Maureen Clark. All of these guys are managing directors, chairmen, etc. Obviously, we've got Ricky Mahaneke. Let's have a quick look at his stats. Working with youngsters, 13 for discipline. Good coach, good coach. So look at his manager, exactly the same. Then we're going to look at Craig Adams. He's our coach. Craig Bully Adams, they call him. So Craig Adams, Bully is our coach, our first team coach. Again, working with youngsters, level discipline, adaptability, very good stats there. £150 a week. Let's see how he gets on. And then we've got Jess Guthrie as well. She's our physio. Nice physio, not too bad for the lower leagues. 27 years old. And we've got Paul Swannell as well. He's our goalkeeper coach. Now, it doesn't look too promising with those stats, so we might have to reevaluate that at the end of the season. I'm sorry, Paul, if you're watching. I really am sorry, but 3 and a 2 for coaching stats, and not good enough. Maybe okay at this level, but not good enough. We've also got another director, Chief Data Analysis, Marina Howlett. There you go. She analyses data. And then we've got Lloyd Groves, as we said. Also a defender, 8th tackling, 12th for mark. Good marking, good pace. Got some good stats here. Only a 2.5 current ability. Potential as well because he's 27 years old. And last one is Gary Mahaneke. Absolute legend. 33 years old. Again, working with youngsters. He's obviously an under-18 coach as well. So he's pretty good there. The other stats not so great. But to be fair, all of these guys' stats are better than mine. So fair play to them. Let's see how we get on. Hopefully there'll be no animosity towards me. So quickly looking at our team report. And obviously there's a lot of things that apparently the squad isn't the best in terms of. So a lot of things to improve there. Whether we do it with transfers, coaching, whatnot. But then it still says that we need to improve our coaching team as well. But let's see how that goes. Anything else in there? Wage budget. Obviously, we can't do much with that. It's very low anyway. Josh Dawkins, decent on the left wing. But we could improve the midfield there. Lack depth up front. Lack depth in midfield. Lack depth in defence. There's not a great deal of quality depth outside the first team. Now, it says that, but we've got some decent young players. We will look at the squad in a minute, but let's have a look at our strengths. Let's focus on that. Owen Wallace is the best of 5 players. Star at centre-back, and a number of talented young players coming through as well. Ben Baker is the best of 5 players that can play on the right wing. Sam Wilson is superb in goal. Sam Cartwright is excellent at right-back. Goalkeepers are generally pretty good with their stuff. Good pace, good acceleration. So the team in general possesses a high level of acceleration, pace, and agility. Now this is good. This is good. We need good pace in the squad. And when I normally set up a tactic, this is normally what I do. So I'll have a look. Because I don't always play the same tactic. I'll try and adapt it to the team that I've currently got. Like I said, I don't really like to delve too much into transfers at the start. I want to see what the players are capable of. So if we look at all positions first, and then you can see where our best players are. Now, there's no like real star players there apart from Wilson, Wallace, and Cartwright. With that, we can play 4 at the back. I'll be happy with that. And again, it's probably better that we've got 2 advanced wingers. We've not got many strikers, so it's looking like 1 striker there. And then in centre midfield, we've got a good defensive midfielder there, and we do need to improve the midfield. So generally, looking at that, we could play a 4-1-2-3 formation. An attacking midfielder, but I haven't got one, so maybe we can develop someone in there. But that's what I do. And also looking at potential ability as well. So you've got Joe Hood that could potentially play there as well. Ben Baker, potential 5-star there. No real star players on this one. Wilson and Sundyer. So you've got very good defensive midfielders there. And very good midfielders potentially. Rob Parker, Joe Hood, Sundyer for their potential ability. So there, I've roughly got the formation that we're going to use from that. Now I'm going to have a look at the squads, and we're going to look at some of these players based on their star ability. So I'm not going to look through the whole squad. And before we start, I just want to give a shout out to this young man here, Dylan Wilson. 13 finishing, 13 for fitness, 11 pace, 13 acceleration. This player is very good potential, 4.5 star. This young man at the weekend, he broke his ankle. And I just want to say to you, Dylan, I hope you get better. The club and everyone in the club are going to support you. Make sure you get better before you come back. And we look forward to seeing you again in a St Ives shirt. But for now, in this game, you're not injured. So if you want to catch up and watch how you do in the game, you're more than welcome, buddy. You're more than welcome. So everyone, if you want to post messages to Dylan, make sure you do so. I'll leave a link in the description. Just get in contact. Just wish him all the best. Really sad news, but these things happen in football, and hopefully it'll get better soon. So where else are we looking? So Owen Wallace, he is our star player, 5 stars, 19 years old as well, so he is young. 18,000 he's valued at, 18,000. So, but I don't want to sell any of these players just yet. He's got good stats, mostly 10s, 9s, 11s. Very good player there. He used to play for Norwich City as well. We've got Sam Cartwright on loan from Peterborough. So he's very good. 12 for tackling, 10 heading, 10 marking. Pace could do with improving, so we'll look at that. But again, only 17 years old. I believe we have got one of the youngest squads. Sam Wilson, goalkeeper on loan from Mansfield. Just a short-term loan, but let's see how he does. He's got some pretty good stats. Not sure about that haircut, though. Not sure about that haircut. Ben Baker, 18 years old, 3.5 star potential, 5-star, right winger. He's got good pace, pace to burn, good flair, good passing. Not bad for crossing corners as well. So he's one to look out for as well. We've got Jarvis Wilson in centre of defence. Can play as a defender midfielder as well. His passing and tackling skills aren't fantastic, but marking, positioning, decisions, and pace all pretty good. Like I said, potential 5.5 star there. We have got some players out on loan. Daniel Moyes, never know, he might get you back. He's got excellent determination, leadership, so we might get him back there. It's seeing, depending on what we need. Actually, I don't even know if we'll be able to get him back on loan at March. No, don't. No, we can't get it back, unfortunately. Manash Sundaya, we'll only look at a couple of more. He's got pretty good stats. 13 positioning, 13 decisions. Better as a defender or defensive mid. His passing's not fantastic. But again, he could go potentially to a 4-star. And then who else we got here? We've got Rob Parker, our captain. Good decisions. Leadership, surprisingly, the fact that he's our captain, he's got leadership of 1, that is something to look at. Maybe it will develop, I don't know. But currently he's a 2.5 star, potential to be 5.5 star, or 4.5. Can't even get 5.5 stars, so I don't know what I'm going on about. And then we'll look at one more, Joe Hood. He's a potential 5-star as well, 20 years old, centre midfielder. He's got some pretty good stats in there as well. So that is our first team. Like I said, we've got some players in the under-23s as well. Dylan Wilson being one of them. We've got in there Jamie Shaw. He's out on loan at March, but again, he's got potential, although his tackling's only a 5. And then our under-18s. Now, these are actual players, guys. I've put the under-18s in here. Sorry if I've got your ages wrong. I just had to guess because I didn't have that information. But Jamie Storkey's one to look out for. Look at it. He could go in the first team straight away. 12 for finishing, 13 dribbling, 13 off the ball, 11 acceleration, potential 5-star. Let's look at more 5-star players. Zach Hope. Zach Hope, right back, left back. Again, pretty decent stats there. Got George Court, centre midfielder, good first touch decisions, leadership. There's a leader in this young man here. And then we've got Jordan Locke as well, another 5-star player. Heading 15, tackling 11. Again, a player that could easily step up. Leadership 17. Look at those stats. We could have him as a first team player there. And then this shows the strength of our youth team. 4-star, 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 3.5, 3. So we've got some very, very good players in here. And like I said, I've not touched the stats. I've just put these players in. That's simply all I've done. And hopefully they can develop into some really, really good players. But yeah, that's basically our team. Alright, so I've not actually used this tactic in Football Manager yet, so we're going to see what it's like. I'm going to go for this, a 4-3-3 formation. We'll have a couple of other formations that we will use, but I'm going to just leave that as it is for now, see how that goes. Although I normally use wingers. But we'll see what happens. This is set up as wing backs and inside forwards. I normally have wingers, so we'll see what happens. But let's just go and get into a friendly. So today we face Aberdeen, and the press wanted to speak to me, but I really, really want to have a few words with the boys. As you can tell by our recent results in pre-season, we only just beat our under-23 side 4-3 with a 90th minute winner after a mistake by the goalkeeper. Coincidentally, Dylan Wilson, he scored 2 goals against me, so I might be promoting him, especially after we lost 4-0 at home to Stockport. Disappointing performance. I need to go to that dressing room and speak to these lads. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to send Ricky to speak to the press.
So Ricky, you're now stepping aside to allow Dan Flight to take over as manager. What are your thoughts and what do you think Dan can bring to the club?
Well, you know, it's a good opportunity for Dan. I think that the club's, you know, now ready to be in new hands with some new ideas and fresh ideas, and you know, I'm fully supportive of the decision, and I'm looking forward to him trying to move the club forward.
Excellent. And for Dan coming in, what players should Dan be looking out for right now?
Well, we've got a good young side, lots of young talent that are fresh out of professional football clubs that haven't quite worked out for them in the full-time game, and those boys will be looking to put their stamp on the non-league game, get back into the professional game, and look to have long careers. So, you know, you only have to look through the squad with with players like Jarvis Wilson, who's 18 years old, and Owen Wallace, who's 19, Ben Baker 19, Monash and Joe Hood, both 20 years old. It's there's a lot of young players in there that are thriving to improve, thriving to get back into full-time football. And I think under the new manager, if he can get the best out of them, you've got a lot of players to look out for over the coming seasons.
And with Dan coming in as the new manager, what's the one bit of advice you'd give Dan right now?
Look, it's a young group. He needs to encourage and give those players confidence. And I think if he can work with them and get them on side and get them believing in him and his thoughts and his methods and the way that he wants to do things, then he's going to be successful. I'm sure of that. And it's just recognising that they're not always going to be plain sailing because of their age. There's going to be some ups and downs, but hard work always pays off on the end. And like I said, I think he's inherited a good squad and a squad that I'm confident he can move forward with and be successful with.
Excellent. Earlier in today's press conference, Dan made some very bold claims saying he wants to take the club firstly into the Football League and then on to the Premier League. What are your thoughts on those bold claims?
Look, actions speak louder than words, don't they? It's every manager has to have dreams, has to have aspirations. They have to strive to be the best they can be, and he's come out, and now let's hope that he can deliver on what he said.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Ricky.
You're welcome.
So after speaking with the boys, we're going for a 4-1-4-1 formation today. We're going to try and be a bit more defensive. I switched it towards the end of the game against Stockport. I switched it to this formation, and we started playing a lot better towards the end. Hopefully we can get a good result today. But what I'm going to do... Oh no, don't want any of that. Actually, let's whack a few of these on. I don't normally put them on, but there we go. We can have some match stats. That'll do. That'll do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to whack it on extended as well, because I was trying to make it a bit shorter during pre-season. We'll have that down there, that's fine. Mackay Stephen, long shot. I don't like... There we go, that's 2. I'll put that here. I don't normally use these, to be fair, but I thought you guys would probably like it. There we go, that's fine. Wilson on the ball now. Low, Aberdeen. Right, this game we're probably going to be expected to get spanked. And Shinnie with a goal after 5 minutes. Not the best start. But like I said, we're going to play around with pre-season. To be fair, I'm going to attend the England's trialists game. See if we can pick up a few bargains there. I believe midfield is probably going to be the area that we really need to improve the most. There's not too much in there. That's the problem. We've not got too much. Obviously, they've got good potential. But then, we only really have one striker. But I might, like I said, promote Dylan Wilson. He was superb in the under-23 game against us. And he's definitely one that's got a lot of pace. He'll do well. But we're playing some pretty good football here. And Ogbonna has scored. Doobie Ogbonna, I just want to say, this young man, I had to have words with him after the first game, because after only just beating our under-20... I can't speak. So after just beating his under-23s 4-3, I decided to say it wasn't good enough. And he felt I was being harsh. So I've had a few words with him. Let's see what happens. But to be fair, he has scored a couple of goals already in pre-season. And we're starting to play some better stuff with this 4-1-4-1 formation. Coulson on the ball now. Hoods brings it forward, looks for Coulson on the left. I don't know what he was doing there, it was poor. But he's won the ball back, looks for Hoods. Joe Hood, the young... Oh, what a strike by Joe Hoods. Mark Coulson with the assists. Edge of the box, Joe Hood. Potential 5-star ability, this young midfielder. And what a strike there. I thought he was going to lay it off to someone. I didn't expect him to shoot there, although he had all the time in the world. Poor defending by Aberdeen. What a strike there. It might have taken a little deflection off McKenna. But it beat the goalkeeper, bottom corner. 28 minutes gone. St Ives 2. Aberdeen 1. Can you believe it? Kelly brings it forward to Baker. Baker now. What can he do with it? He looks for Sam Cartwright. Sundyer. Cartwright. Sunday. St Ives are playing some really good football here. Kelly's lost the ball, but he's been fouled. And has the ref given a penalty or a free kick? I'm a little bit confused here. I don't know what happened. It looks like a free kick. There's quite a few players in the area. But he's been sent off. Noah McGinn has been sent off. And Aberdeen are down to 10 men. Coulson with a free kick as the ball won. The return shot was poor as well. Bonner picks it up. And we've got a throw here. We're looking dangerous. Now, I haven't set up the set pieces or anything yet as well. It's something that I want to really make the most of. But I'm not sure how tall these players are. Joe Hood with another strike. That has gone over the bar. But what a start. What a first half. Especially after the last two games, which are really disappointing. We are doing superb in this one. Ogbonna brings it forward. Looks for Coulson. And it just shows you what a switch in formation does. Obviously, the 4-1-2-3 formation does not work for us. But Wilson is through. Wilson has scored. James Wilson. And he's made it 2-2. Quick counter-attacking goal from Aberdeen. One into the other. We were attacking and then boom, boom, boom. We lost it. Long ball over the top. From the halfway line as well by May. It got behind the defenders and Wilson tucked it away. Ugh. Not the start we wanted. Well, not the start, but not what we wanted. Sundar on the ball now. Can we instantly get back in the game? Like I said, I'm not expecting a result from this whatsoever. And the ball's bounced around a little bit there. Logan picks it up. Mackay Stephen, Shinny, the first goal scorer in the game, plays it back to Ferguson. He lumps the ball forward again, and Wilson again is through. This time he can't score. So what I'm going to have to do, I think, is drop this defensive line back a bit because we're getting beaten every time by that long ball. And it's not very good. Mackay Stephen with the corner. Whips the ball in. Wilson heads it clear. Bonner picks it up and smashes it out for a throw-in. If in doubt, smack it out. He knows the drill. We know the drill. But Joe Hood is our star player so far with that long-distance strike. 8.1 rating so far. The players, however, are looking tired. I might need to make some subs, which is a little bit difficult because all we've got on the bench seems to be is wingers. So hence why I say we need to improve our midfield, and the only way we're going to have to do that is by free transfers. But the wage is going to be a massive, massive issue. So I think we're just going to have to promote the youth players. Like I say, Dylan Wilson in the under-23s. He also scored in an under-23 game in the last one, so he does look like a very good player. I think that's what we're going to have to do. Because we're not going to have the wages to get anyone else in. Hood looks for Ogbonna. Ogbonna. Can we take another surprise lead? Park on the ball. So, good strike there. 30 seconds into the second half. And it's a good start. Good start by the boys. And we're matching, if not better, in Aberdeen so far. And we're unlucky to be at 2-2. We could be leading this game. Rob Parker showing a yellow card now. But there's a man to target there. McKenna with a 6 rating. Let's see what we can do. But yeah, I'm really interested to see what we do in this save. A local club, or one of my local clubs, and I've always liked St Ives. Always liked St Ives, and it's going to be interesting to see how far we can get them up the English League, especially with the finances. Let's see what we can do. We might have to sell some players. That's the thing. When you're this low, normally you have to sell some players just to get some finance into the club. Normally by selling one good player, you can then get a few squad players, which over the season does help. So I think in this league we played quite a few games. But Aberdeen on the ball, it's headed clear. Ferguson now picks it up. What's he going to do with it? He plays it into Gleeson. Back to Ferguson. Low on the ball now. Looks for Ferguson. Back to Low. Aberdeen keeping the ball, keeping possession. With the ball in the box. And what an awful piece of goalkeeping by Wilson there. He just... I don't know what he was doing, but he just palmed the ball into the path of James Wilson. Not Jarvis Wilson. James Wilson. And he's just tucked it away. And I think with that, we're going to have to make some subs. But I don't think... I do have a sub-goalkeeper. Martin Conway is coming on. Danny Kelly's been pretty poor. Who else we got? Cartwright could go off. Jordan Patrick on for Ben Baker. Lloyd Groves can come on for Owen Wallace, who's been poor. Tom McGowan can come on for Rob Parker. I'll switch him just to a box-to-box midfield. 2 box-to-box midfielders. Or should we go for a ball winner? I want a ball winner in there. There we go. Let's see if the subs can make any difference. We're losing 3-2, but to be fair, it's not bad. It's a fantastic result. Only losing 3-2 to Aberdeen. I believe they've got a pretty strong side out, to be fair. I don't know if any of these players are youth players or whatever, but James Wilson, quickly look at him. Isn't he the one from Liverpool? Man United, sorry. So he's on loan from Man United. So there you go. It makes me feel even better. Man United youth players been the difference. A shot coming off the post. Martin Conway with the save. And I think we might have to make Martin the number 1. Because after that piece of goalkeeping earlier, that was just woeful. We won the ball back there. Ogbonna picks it up. Looks for Hood. Can we get one last chance? There's only about 40 seconds left in this game. Patrick on the ball. Jordan Patrick, ex-Cambridge United player there. Joe Hoods switched it to Ogbonna. Can he get the ball in the box? Sundar now. Ogbonna looks for Coulson. Whips it in. Seymour Shove can't get it. Shinnie on the ball. Low. It looks like Aberdeen have done just enough to win this game. The ball's gone out for a throw. Surely that is it. Surely that is it. And that is it. The final whistle is gone. A respectable result. Only losing 3-2. And even though they had 10 men, I'm quite happy with that result. Now what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to play the rest of pre-season. I'm going to proper evaluate the squad, look into the training, bring in some of these youth players, maybe even sign a couple of players if we can do it. So I will see you back for the first game of the season where we face Barwell at Westwood Road. We've got a home game. We'll also play the Colville game as well. I'm going to get 2 games in for you guys. And hopefully we can get a couple of victories to start the season off. But thank you very much for watching the first episode. Remember, guys, if you've liked this, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, click the bell, and follow all the links that are in the description below as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.